Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Jamie, aka Rick here, and I'm going to be bringing you some details of the Mr. Pandaria expansion recently been released by Blizzard. Or it's not been released, but they've released information about it. So, we're going to dive straight in. I'm reading from MMO Champion, and I'll post a link in the description for their page. It's basically on the front page. By the time you see this, you might have to scroll down a bit, because it's gone on to the second page already, and they are releasing quite a lot of content, like, you know, quickly. So the goal is to combine new gameplay with most fun parts of the past. The plan is to get people back into the world instead of having players roam around Stormwind and Orgrimmar all the time once they reach max level. Developers want you to do what you want to do to progress your character. They really want you to feel like you have the menu of content where you can pick whatever you want to do, and you shouldn't feel forced to do something to progress your character. For example, daily quests will reward you with valor points, but it's still faster for you to do raids, of course. But I like that change. I know personally I do a lot of dungeon runs, and I would like to earn those rewards by doing quests as well, because, you know, for the most part daily quests are pretty useless. They're just for gold really, and some rep, but other than that they're pretty useless. So character builds are going to be entirely revamped. Talents are still too cookie cutter, so developers want to give players more choice. Again, awesome changes. I've actually looked into what the talents are going to be about, and they are fucking fantastic. Pandaria. 5 new leveling zones to explore. Single, unified content, influenced by Asian landscapes. It will have an auction house, a bank, and a central questing hub. No flying until max level. There is 5 leveling zones, but they are very large zones, and you won't have your flying mount. So again, that's quite, all those changes are really good. The no flying until max level, it goes on to say a bit later on that it will help them, you know, make better quest lines, because obviously before you took the quest, you flew up in the air, you flew across to where it was, and then done it, and that was that. But now, obviously, because you haven't got that, you're going to have to take routes through all the zones, and you're going to see stuff that you wouldn't have seen before, and they can make quest lines more engaging. And obviously they're putting more effort into their zones as well because of this, and some of the screenshots I've got already look absolutely beautiful. So they've wanted to put the Pandaren in for absolutely ages. They were going to do it back in the Burning Crusade, but they decided not to, because they didn't really think it fitted that well. And but now they have. They've got a long history. Have been hidden since the Sundering. Obviously it's a new land to explore. The Pandaria was discovered during the Cataclysm. A naval battle between Horde and Alliance was taking place close by. So that will again bring into the main point of this expansion. Yeah, the Pandarins and Pandaria are being introduced, but it's going to be heavily, you know, around Alliance versus Horde battling in this expansion apparently. So there's not as much, like, say before you've had, say, Illidan, you've had Arthas the Lich King, you've had Deathwing. In this one there's always been some big, like, bad guy, but this time there isn't going to be that. It's going to be Horde v Alliance. So, well, so far anyway. They might change their mind later on. The Pandaren starting zone is a giant turtle basically. It left Pandaria 10,000 years ago and never came back. So the people on this turtle, you know, kind of started living. They started building houses and stuff, and obviously they're living off the land. The story is going to be story driven. This starting zone, it's going to have simple mechanics. So it's obviously going to introduce new players into World of Warcraft really nicely. And the most awesome thing about this is the Pandaren are cross-faction. So at level 10, once you finish the start zone, you get to choose whether you want to be Horde or Alliance. Because obviously before, when I've introduced a new race, I've had to introduce one for both. But because they want this expansion around the Pandarins, and obviously Horde v Alliance, they're bringing that in and only bringing one race. So it's going to be really nice that you get to choose. Personally, I will stay Alliance because I've always been Alliance really. I've got Yeah, I've got 2 max level hordes, but I've got 3 max level alliance and a lot more close by, so I will definitely stay alliance because they look awesome. And yeah, see my little panda, or not little, they're quite big, but yeah, the panda running around storming would be quite nice. Creatures of Pandaria. The Jinyu are fish-like creatures and will be in a wide number of zones. I've just got pictures on MMO Champion again if you want to look into them more. The Hozu are a monkey-like race. They stand up on their legs and can walk around. They play a ton of pranks on local Pandarins and are also in a lot of the zones. Verming are the new kobolds, basically. They look kind of like evil bunnies. They really do. There's a picture here, like I said. Mantids. Whole raid and dungeons around this race. Insect race that has been there since the beginning of ages. They've been separated by a giant wall. They're starting to go crazy and breaking through the wall. So again, it's pretty cool. Again, like the Worgans, they're stuck behind a big wall, and they finally break free and introduce into the world of Warcraft. So that's pretty cool. Mogu, ancient race, original race of Pandaria. The Mogu want the island back from the Pandaren, and they're really mad. You will see them in dungeons. So basically, the Pandaren moved in, pushed all the Mogu back, and now they're mad and want the island back for themselves. It's quite cool. The Shah, manifested of evil energies that flow through the earth. If there is any sort of battle, these guys pop up. I think again you'll see these in dungeons and raids, so that'd be pretty nice to see. They look really cool from the concept art. So right, now there's a bit about the zones. The Jade Forest, this is where the Alliance and Horde will be landing. The Horde is washing up on the north side, the Alliance on the south. There will be one unified start zone, and the Alliance and Horde will end up meeting in the middle. So that's quite cool. So obviously the Horde and Alliance will come in from sides and quest, and then meet in the middle, and that will obviously where it will conclude. Lush rainforests and stone spires will make up most of the landscape. The Alliance will try to become friends with the Hozu, and the Horde with the Jinyu, and will try and turn them against each other. So that's quite cool. The Temple of the Jade Serpent will be the dungeon of this zone. It will be your 85 to 86 dungeon, and it's been taken over by the Shah. That's the evil manifestation people. So that will be pretty nice. It looks beautiful from what I can see here. The pictures look really nice, and yeah, they've been hard at work since Cataclysm came out, obviously. The next zone will be Valley of the Four Winds. 2 zones for the price of 1. This zone is huge. The whole north side of the zone is Pandaren farmlands. The south is coastal jungle. You'll get to choose between north and south side when you arrive. You can go back and switch to the other side if you want the other quests. The dungeon in this zone will be Storm Stout Brewery. There will be, this is where you have your first interaction with the Mantids. They broke through the wall and now attacking Pandaren villages. This is your level 86 to 87 zone. So I'm guessing the Storm Stout Brewery again will be 86 to 87 dungeon. So again, well, there's not actually many pictures of this zone. The others, there's quite a lot. The other one, the Jade, what was it? Jade Forest. There's a lot of pictures of that, but this one there's only a couple. But for the most part, it looks really nice again, and it hasn't got the other zones in detail yet. So I'm sure they'll release them a bit later on. New features. The Pandarins are a new race. The female model isn't done yet, so you won't be able to see that, but they've got the male model here. It looks absolutely awesome. They're quite big guys, probably bigger than Draenei, I would imagine. Definitely wider, but yeah. At level 10 you get to choose between Alliance and Horde, obviously. The Pandarin classes include Hunter, Mage, Monk, Priest, Rogue, Shaman and Warrior. So that's pretty cool. Obviously no Druid and no Warlock, I think. That's the only 2. But yeah, they look really nice, and they should be fun to play. Racials. Epicurean increases the stat benefits from food by 100%. So if you get 120 stamina from eating food, you'll get 240 as a Pandaren. So that's pretty nice. Gourmand. Cooking skill increased by 15. Again, really nice. Inner Peace. Your rested experience bonus lasts twice as long. So obviously you gain rested experience twice as fast as well. So I think, I'm not sure, but the max is 2.5 levels. I'm not sure if their max is going to be 5 levels or it's just, you know, they'll get there quicker, so rested, you know, will in that case last twice as long. I'm not sure. Bouncy, take 50% less fall damage, obviously because they're quite big rounded people. Bouncy, it's quite nice. Quaking Palm, you touch a secret pressure point on an enemy, putting it to sleep for 3 seconds. That is pretty nice. That will make soloing quite easy, I'd imagine, and obviously PvP, that'll be really nice in that as well. The Monk, new class. I'm just going to talk about this and then wrap this first episode up. There's going to be a lot of videos on this, so look forward to those. Monk, new class. Brewmaster is a tanking spec. Mistweaver is a healing spec, but the healer is different. This healer will be standing up in your melee and tank area. So normally your healer is standing right at the back, you know, somewhere over here, just throwing whatever spells he wants at your party members. But this guy is going to be up right in the action with the tank and the melee DPS. So it's going to be a new healing style. Not sure how it's going to work yet, because obviously it hasn't actually been playable. Windwalker as melee DPS. This is not a hero class and will start at level 1, which is good news. Hopefully it will make people less bad, because Death Knights really weren't good at the start. The class is very martial arts based. Lots of monk only animations. The healer and tanks will have different stances they stand in, etc. So obviously there's a picture of one stance here, which is kind of the classic, you know, he's got one leg up, one hand over the head, you know. So it looks really cool, and they look super nice. So I really can't wait to play these. Monk races, all of them except goblins and worgens. Again, I can understand that because they were new and shiny in the last patch, and you know, they don't really want to change them too much. That's quite nice. The monk equipment will be leather armor, see, with agility or intellect depending on your class. Leather agility will now be used by druids, tank and DPS. Obviously rogues, and now Pandaren, tank, DPS. So that's quite a lot of classes using agi leather, but yeah, that's fine. They will hit a lot with their hands and feet. They will need weapons for some finishes, staves and fist weapons. They will also be able to use one-handed axes, maces and swords. Healers will get off hands, they don't want healers to use shields. Again, it's quite cool. Monk resources. Chi is their energy, basically like a rogue's energy, but it's called Chi. Slowly regenerates and is only used for jab and roll abilities. So basically, when you jab, you generate light and dark force, and that is used for all your other abilities basically. Some finishing moves use dark, some use light. So it's basically, you use your energy to jab, build up your combo points or light and dark force. Just, you know, bring it into a rogue really. So you use your energy to build up your combo points, and then you spend those combo points on finishes. Basically just like a rogue, just a different type of energy, and it's like there's two different types of combo points basically. And there will be no auto attack for the monk. Devs want you to have this Street Fighter feel where you punch a lot. Again, a bit of a button mash, but I'm sure it won't be that bad, because you'll be waiting for your chi to whatever it is, regenerate anyway. So yeah, that's a look at Mr. Pandaria. It's going to be my first of many videos, definitely, so stay tuned for those, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.